Episode 4. I know, my longest relationship since Netflix, and after the stress and strain of episode 3, we're taking our foot off the pedal a little bit in this episode with a delightful trip to the seaside, and
a surprise trip to an awards show,
and putting our foot on the pedal to explain that comedy is mostly driving. And so with that, roll credits!
the Oscars,
the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, all awards ceremonies I have never been invited to. However,
I've been invited to an awards ceremony, the world famous within the UK and Ireland within the comedy community Chortle Awards. Camden Jongleurs, the salubrious venue for tonight's awards ceremony. The Chortle Awards is basically like the British Comedy Awards, but for actual comedians, not just Ant and Dec. Comedian Cinema Club, which has been mentioned in previous vlogs, is up for an award, which is actually genuinely exciting.
The nominations are nominees Comedian Cinema Club, and the winner is Pippa Evans.
this is a very, very tough gig. No one is listening to TVs quite that.
Bob couldn't be in because he's doing a night class.
It's basically deafeningly loud in there, so what I might do is run around and point at as many people as I can and put their names on the screen so that you can meet comedians via their names on the screen. I'm not technically allowed in this room, but these are the people who are. Obligatory toilet shot. I can't believe it, no. Wow. Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh wow, that's my voice. Apparently I've lost my voice shouting in that really deafening room where you couldn't hear anything. But just really excited to have won so many awards and seen so many great friends. And I guess mostly I'd just like to thank my producer, my parents and God.
This is a 2005 Peugeot 206 Sport, which means it's got a shiny gear knob and holes in the pedals for aerodynamics. It's got some wheels, shitloads of lights, and a spacious boot that'll hold plenty of soil and lime, or about half a horse. That bottle's full of water. It doesn't run on aloe vera. It's not a Prius. The stereo has Bluetooth, which means it's super handy for listening to podcasts if the conversation dries up during a mammoth road trip with ex-soap star and 24/7 slice of hunk, James Redmond. I'm Simon Feilder, and this is Comedians in a Car Driving to the West Country for a weekend of gigs. Just arrived at the Airbnb flat where I'm staying. Jim's with me, sort of passing through on the way to the gig. He's just gone straight into the bathroom. Lot of shit. Absolutely unbelievable. What have you got to say for yourself?
There was no odour.
There he is! Look at this room. It's like somewhere where they would have Strictly Ballroom. It's incredible. The stage is like 40 feet high. Look at this.
I don't like car horns. Why not? So if you could buzz in if you've got a question. Thank you very much though. So glad you asked, because I was just going to leave it there. The shittest TED talk ever. I don't like car horns. Thank you, good night. To answer your question, thank you. I will throw it open to the room at the end. I'm doing 4 hours tonight, so we'll go around if anyone's got any queries. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I didn't really get that reference at the beginning. That's fine, I can send you a web link.
That was a really fun gig. I'm now just creeping around the back of it's one of my favourite things, just creeping around the back stages of theatres. And that actually sounds a lot worse than it is. Like a sort of cross between the Phantom of the Opera and an escaped sex pest. Now back at the rented apartment. Friday night, let's start living. On my way to pick up Jim from his B&B now for our fun day by the seaside. It's pissing with rain, windy and freezing. Woo! Here he is.
Oh! Isn't it lovely down by the seaside?
Morning!
Morning.
The great thing about travelling is that you get to discover all the places outside London that have been gentrified and taken over by hipsters to serve brunch to idiots like us. Just arrived at the venue, doing a quick bit of room rearranging so that the audience is within spitting distance of the stage. Great job. Cool.
You just fart into my camera. Are you guys involved in a relationship romantically?
I don't know why I phrased that like it was 1930. Cover your ankles, you harridan!
Hollyoaks.
Nearly done. And then the short 4 to 5 hour drive home.
Hello, Jenny. Hello, Steve.
It's very dark in here.
Very dark, isn't
What are you doing?
it? I was having a sleep.
I think there's a very select few occupations that know motorway services, as well as comedians, truckers, travelling salesmen, prostitutes, of course. We have a lot in common, don't we? I guess we both just want to be loved. I do base most of my knowledge on prostitutes on the plot of Pretty Woman. It's late. That is too late to get home from a gig. Can you read it? Is it backwards? I don't understand. It's not a mirror. Who is driving at there's loads of people driving around. Can't all be comedians. I mean, probably 80% of them are these days. I think I've had about 4 micro sleeps during this conversation. And by conversation I mean monologue. I'm going to bed now.